Hey everybody, this is Coach Will here with another workout for you guys. So for today, we're going to be doing a little bit of an offshoot of kind of some strongman based training using equipment that we have around our house. So what you're going to need for today is either a suitcase, a duffel bag, or a backpack that you can fill with as much gear as you can. Ideally, we're going for around kind of 45 up to 90 pounds, making sure that whatever you're using is robust enough. If you have carpet or wooden floor, especially if you have wooden floor or laminate, I would recommend placing the duffel bag or your apparatus down on a towel so it will slide a little bit easier for the first exercise. That being said, be aware of your carpet, your living situation as well to make adjustments accordingly. Making sure that I don't get any strong emails from landlords or significant others about you having torn up the house just to do a workout. Now, with that said, we're going to go into today's workout. Today's workout is going to be 4 different exercises. Each exercise you're going to be doing for an AMRAP as many reps as possible in 2 minutes. Now, after that, you're going to be resting for just a short amount of time and then immediately following it up with one of 2 core exercises that you're going to do 2 sets, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. There will be a little written description as well to you in this video so you guys can follow along. Don't worry about remembering what I say in terms of the reps or the duration. With that said, first exercise I'm going to show you guys is going to be the seated row. Now you can do this standing, you could even do this seated down on the ground. That being said, I'm going to be tying a rope to one of the handles of my duffel bag here. Now ideally you can have enough rope that you can go about 10 feet. That being said, longer is definitely better if you have the space. You can see here in my tiny apartment, I have basically about like 5 feet, but I'm going to make the best of it. Now with that in mind, I'm going to be going from a fixed position to a fixed position or seat to seat. That being said, you can do this from a standing position or seated down on the ground. Don't worry about that. I'm just using it for ease, simplicity, and because I will be using that chair for one of the exercises later on in the video. Now, with that said, nice stable trunk position, grabbing hand over hand, going in that hand over hand position as quickly as you can, grabbing, switching onto the opposite side, and then repeating. Now, again, you guys will have more space than me, and you guys hopefully will have a little bit higher load than me as well too. That being said, you're going to be going through those pull positions as many reps as you can or as many times as you can switch spots. Now, with that said, if you want to be working with a partner, you can even have your partner grabbing and running it on down and you pulling back the way you came. That way they get a little bit of a heart rate race by racing that weight on down, getting a little bit of that speed loaded carry as well too. That's going to be the first exercise, the seated row. Again, like I say, standing is completely fine, sitting down on the ground. Make sure that you have at least 10 feet for that. Second one we're going to be doing is going to be a pickup to height. Now for this one, I like to have a few different heights that I can be picking up that weight to. You can also be adding weight to your duffel bag from what you've used in the seated row as well. Now, I won't be needing the rope for this. That being said, I'm going to focus on good lifting technique. So hinging through the hip, dropping down, grabbing onto the handle, nice and stable, keeping the weight nice and close. I'm going to be driving on up onto one of the heights, grabbing again, nice and stable position, pulling on off, lightly touching on down, and then shifting over to the opposite height. Nice and stable position, a little bit of a higher position. Ideally, this should be kind of about either waist height, or if you want to go for a challenge, up to chest height as well too. So if you have a kitchen island, that's actually going to be a perfect thing to go for. Again, focusing on good lifting technique. So lifting with the legs, nice stable neutral spine, grabbing nice and close to the body, setting on down, up, walk over to height as many times as you can within that 2-minute time period. Back and forth, again, going for a challenging weight. After that, we have you guys going into a sumo deadlift. So from this position, you can choose sumo deadlift position where we're really focusing on that control hinge through the hips, wider stance position, grabbing down on the weight, big tall position, big squeeze through the bum, driving the hips forward. But I'm also okay with going for a little bit more of a squatting movement where we focus on chest a little bit more upright, dropping the hips down on that wide stance. Big squeeze into that wide position. The reason why I choose sumo is I have a little bit more distance between my legs to grab onto that weight. Again, if you need to adjust the height, you can have the feet up on blocks or up on textbooks, so you can get a little bit of that deficit position, especially if you find that the handles are relatively long. That being said, you can also grab down on the side handles at stable position up, making sure that you're not hitting a tender area on the way up, though, if you're using a solid object. Again, 2 minutes for those sumo squats or sumo deadlifts, your choice. And we're gonna go on to the fourth and final movement, which is gonna be a carry. Now with this one, I'm gonna drop on down, grab it up nice and close to the chest. From here, you can either grab under arm position or off to the side. And this is gonna be 2 minutes of walking. Nice and control. If you wanna be going down your hallway, you can. Back the way you can, control down. If you have the rope still attached, just be aware, making sure it's not catching on anything as you go through. Now, like I say, between these 2-minute AMRAPs of these 4 exercises, you are going to be doing 2 sets, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of one of 2 core-based exercises. You can alternate between stations. First one we're gonna have you guys do is gonna be a plank toe tap, down on the ground, plank position. From here, nice and stable, keeping the hips low, stepping away from the midline, back to midline, away from the midline, back to midline, nice and controlled the entire time. After that, we can go into the secondary movement, which is going to be a hollow body hold. With that hollow body hold, key focus is pushing that low back into the ground. You can bend the knees slightly, hands beside the trunk, lift the shoulder blades off the ground, making sure that chin is tucked back while you do. Harder version, lengthen the legs, point the toes, arms beside the trunk, still pushing that low back into the ground. Big brace in, big pull up through that belly. Again, shoulders lifted up, arms beside the trunk. The hardest version, up overhead, nice and long, really get that length, reaching the shoulder blades off like you have pins underneath the shoulder blades. Again, holding 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for that exercise. For this one, once you get through all 4 exercises, making sure that you're doing one of the core-based exercises, 2 sets, 20 on, 10 off, you would then get a chance to recover, and you can do this up to 2 to 3 rounds through, so you can get a full workout in that's probably going to be around kind of 24 to even up to 32 minutes in length. With that said, please let me know if there's any questions. Stay safe, have fun, and realize that we're all in it together. Thanks, guys. Bye.